Hello, welcome back to video. It is really foggy today. Oh, you can't tell. Wait. It's so freaking foggy outside. But anyway. Okay, yes, hello, welcome back. We are doing another exciting video today, and namely, that video is, I'm gonna be talking about books that I want to read in the near future. Now, I am very careful about not calling this a TBR because the chances that I will actually read these books are low. I will not lie. Alright, so I'm going to be discussing books that I want to read in the near future. Actually, I have exactly 10 books. Well, actually, I do not have 10 books. I have 10 things because some of these are series that include a lot more than one book. I'm 100% a mood reader, and also I see things on Instagram and I'm like, I need to read that right now. So yeah, I don't really read based off a TBR. Like, I could set myself like 1,000 TBRs, I would not follow them. Also, I read like 4 books a month because I'm slow and I do not have a lot of time. And so if I was gonna set myself a monthly TBR, I'd be setting myself 4 books to read, which is boring. So what I'm doing instead is I have compiled a list of books that I want to read in the future, but I'm not saying these are the only books I'm gonna be reading. I just really want to read these, and I will, but it could take a year. So yeah, let's get crack-a-lacking, shall we? Let's get started-a-warded. That was cringy. Anyway, let's get started. I'm gonna tell you about the 10 books that I want to read in the near future. Okay, so starting it off strong with a big old series, I want to read Throne of Glass. Can I point at it? I can't figure out how to move my finger. There, that is my Throne of Glass series. I have the box set, I have all the books, and I've had them for like 3 months, and I'm yet to touch any of them because simply I am scared. Obviously, Throne of Glass, I don't actually know what Throne of Glass is about. I know it's fantasy, and I'm pretty sure she's an assassin. You follow her story, I guess. I can't really give a good synopsis on that, but I can tell you that I'm extremely excited to read these because I've read ACOTAR. Just like everyone else on this planet, I love ACOTAR. And so I want to go back to Sarah J. Maas's writing, and this is my next option. But I do really want to get to it soon, and I think I will be vlogging the experience, so that would be exciting and fun. The next book that I really want to read, I have this book in a physical copy already, and my mom has already read it because it was my Christmas gift to her, and that is Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Like I said, my mom read it. She absolutely loved it. She said she read it in one go, and that is basically the same review that I've been hearing from like the entirety of the internet. So I'm starting to believe that it's true because it's what everybody says. So I want to see what the hype is about, and I want to check it out for myself and see if I agree. And I have a feeling I will because I'm not that special. If everyone agrees, I probably will too. And so yeah, that's the second book that I really want to read. I think this book, it's like a soft fantasy. Is that what it's called? No, it's not soft fantasy. Magical realism. I think this book is magical realism where they can travel back in time to do something or whatever, but then they have to be back in the cafe before the coffee gets cold. And I mean, that's an interesting concept. I don't really know where they're gonna go, what they're gonna do, but I'm excited. And also it's nice and short, so it'll be a fast read. This next one that I want to read is really high on the priorities list. Like this, oh, my pants. Hello. This is gonna be happening very soon, and that is the Magnolia Park series. I want to read them. I want to read them so bad. I think I'm gonna love it because as much as we don't promote toxic relationships on this channel, reading about them is just a special type of entertainment. And I think the covers are so cute. They're so nice. And I know, like, oh no, my plant. I know, like, don't judge a book by its cover, blah, blah, blah. How can I not do that? Like, I'm sorry. I'm gonna judge books by their covers, and this cover is so cute. I think it follows Magnolia. Is her name actually Magnolia? Her name is Magnolia. Okay, so Magnolia and BJ, which BJ is an unfortunate name. I know it's about their love story and, like, how bad it is and toxic and all that crap, but I still want to read it. It just looks so good. So good. I think this could be one of those things that I get like thoroughly obsessed with. And therefore I am waiting a little bit because I do have a lot of exams coming up, and I don't want to be thoroughly obsessed when I have exams because then I won't study. Number 4 that I've wanted to read, and I've been wanting to read this for ages, and that is the Dance of Thieves duology. I want to read Dance of Thieves. I've been told that the enemies to lovers in this book is phenomenal. So yeah, I'm really excited to read that one. But yeah, I don't have the physical copies, and I want the physical copies when I read these. So that's why I have yet to get to them, and I don't know what it's about. to be honest. I have no idea what it's about. I just know it's fantasy and enemies to lovers. Because of that, I assume there is some type of conflict and they're like on opposite sides, I guess, of the conflict, or I don't know. There's something, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I like not knowing what my books are going to be about before I read them, because that way I'm like fully surprised all the time, and I like that. I don't like knowing. This next book that I want to read is a little bit out of the ordinary for me, actually, because it is The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager, and that is a thriller. It's like a murder, I think. I don't think it's horror. It's thriller. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm assuming it's about a house across the lake, but the reason this is out of the ordinary for me is because I have yet to read any thrillers. Like, I don't know how I've managed it. I've been reading for like 2 years, and I've yet to read a thriller, and that needs to change. I got this recommendation, obviously, from Haley Pham. Like, she's obsessed with this book and I believe everything she says, so I want to read it too. I don't know, I'm a little bit nervous about trying out a thriller because obviously since I've never read one, I don't know what it's like at all. Like, am I actually going to be scared? Because I am one of those people who watches true crime and then is afraid I'm going to get attacked going to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and I don't want to read this book and then be afraid that the house across the lake is gonna kill me, because there's no lake in between the house across from the street for me, but there is a body of water. It is a canal, not a lake, but they could still kill me. Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go. It should be good, and then she says it's really good, so I'm excited for that. The next book that I want to read, I think everyone's already read, but I'm a little bit behind on the trends, and that is Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have read Daisy Jones and the Six, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I have also read Malibu Rising, and I liked all three of them. I liked Daisy Jones and the Six the most. Like, that one was really good. I found it at a secondhand bookstore and it is one of my prized possessions. Like, I love that book, and I haven't read it in over a year, so I should reread that. This is about Carrie Soto's Back. Carrie Soto obviously makes an appearance in Malibu Rising. I don't think that's a spoiler, but she makes an appearance, and she seemed cool, so I'm like, I want to read about her life. And from what I've heard from other people's reviews, really good. Like, it's just standard Taylor Jenkins Reid in the sense that it is addictive and you want to read it and you want to read more of it. And also, the people have told me that you don't need to know anything about tennis, because I mean, I did do tennis for like 4 years, but I despise it. I'm not a tennis girly, but maybe this book will make me one. Who knows? It is about a woman who is a tennis player, and she has like the world record for like the most wins in like a specific tennis competition or something, and then her record gets threatened when she's in retirement, so she decides to come out of retirement to reclaim the record she set. And then I think it just kind of follows her competitive streak. Yeah, that should be an interesting read. Next up is a book called Life in the Garden by, I think, Penelope something. Let me check. It's Life in the Garden by Penelope Lively. Honestly, good for her. Life in the Garden by Penelope Lively. That is a fabulous author title. I don't know if that's her real name or if that's like a pen name or whatever that's called. I want to read this because look at the cover. Look at this book. She is a beauty. Also, apparently this book is literally just a manifestation on plants. It just talks about plants and being in a garden. It has these beautiful illustrations on the inside, like drawings of plants and stuff, and if you didn't know this already, I love plants. These are my children. I do actually live in a city, and most of the things I see, unfortunately, are concrete. I will do anything to feel like I'm in a garden or in a backyard, because I do not have a backyard in the city. And so I hope this book is able to create that feeling for me. I just want to feel whimsical. I want to feel like a fairy. I want to feel like I'm in a garden. I want to be around by plants. And I think this book is going to be able to do that for me. I don't think this is one of those things that I'm going to read in one sitting. This is definitely going to be a book that takes me a long time to read. Foresee this being very exciting. I see this more as being like a relax. If that makes any sense. How can a book be relaxing? I mean, reading as an activity is relaxing, but I think this book specifically is gonna make me feel like at peace. Next up on the possible books to read list is Call Me By Your Name. Let's see how Google thinks you should be saying this man's name.
Andre Aciman writer.
Andre Aciman? I don't think that's quite right. The movie came out years and years and years ago at this point, and obviously I enjoyed that movie. Like, a beautiful movie. I know there's like a lot of controversy around this book and movie because the author is kind of weird, and also Armie Hammer is a cannibal. So I have the book. I bought the book like 3 years ago and I still haven't read it. And it's like, why have I not read it? Let me tell you exactly why I have not read it. I'm doing the thing where I go,
I'm gonna read it when the time is
right.
The time is never right. I'm never gonna find the right time. I'm like,
it needs to be spring or summer. I need to be on like a place where there's like nature, so I can feel like I'm in northern Italy.
And I need this and that and that. Like, I'm just like, I'm not gonna get it. Last summer, I went on vacation to France, brought this book, didn't read it. So I just need to bite the bullet and read this book, even though it's not the perfect time. I'm just never gonna find it. And it's just a beautiful love story. And yeah, I wanna read it. I want to annotate this thing. I want to fully devour it. Okay, number 9, second to last book that I have on this list right here is I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. It's a memoir by Jeanette McCurdy about her life. I grew up watching iCarly and then Sam and Cat. I grew up with that on Nickelodeon. I used to watch that for hours and hours and hours and hours. Like, I love that show. I want to know what happened to her. Like, I want to know everything. Majority of people have read this already, but I'm waiting for it to come out in paperback because I have a paperback book collection and I don't want a hardback book. Okay, and then last book that I do want to be reading in the near future is Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow. Tomorrow times 3. Why do I want to read this book? Because the cover is beautiful and I want to display it on my bookshelf. Yes, that is why I want to read this book, but also because it's gotten really good reviews. So it must be good, right? That's kind of just like the vibe I'm getting. If it has good reviews, it must be good. Well, anyway, it has good reviews and I love the covers. I'm pretty sure what this book is about. 2 people that are, I think one of them is sick in the hospital and the other one has a sibling that is sick in the hospital, and then they meet in the hospital and they end up making video games together, which, sure. I know nothing about video games. I'm not a huge fan of hospitals by any means. I mean, I don't think most people are. It's like a story about a life that I have no relation to, so it's like a lot different things to learn and to experience something through writing that I probably will never experience in my life, which is, I think, always an interesting and immersive experience when reading a book. So I'm still excited for it, even though I literally don't have any relation to video games. Like, I could care. Actually, I lied. I love video games as long as it's Minecraft. So yeah, those are the books that I want to read in the near future. Not a TBR, like I already said, just books that interest me, like that sparked my interest, that I've seen good reviews about, that I like the covers of, or for whatever various reasons I want to read these books. And I'm gonna try to get to these very soon, and then they'll probably be reviewed to it in a future wrap up. So keep an eye out for that if you want to. If you don't care what I have to say, then that's cool too. Thank you so much for watching me ramble about books for 25 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, so thank you so much for reading. Thank you for reading my video. No, I meant thank you for watching my video. My hat is a little crooked, isn't it? I hope I'll see you in the next one when I maybe review some of these books that I said I'm gonna read, or maybe I won't, because who knows if I'm gonna read these books. But yeah, have a good rest of your day and keep on saying you're gonna read books that you're not. And let's take a moment for the hat. This is my mother's, but it's iconic and I love it. Thank you.